Hi, this is Professor KG from the Producer Suite Radio, and I wanted to cover a couple of things just considering the Grammys that are coming up pretty soon. And shout out to all of the great producers that are nominated for Grammys. You guys have done a great job. Some of you guys have been working so diligently, so it's a good job. There's 3 categories though that I wanted to talk about that kind of get confused and kind of lost in the sauce sometimes, and I wanted to just make sure that we all knew what we're striving for when we are making these dope records, right? So the 3 categories that I wanted to cover are Song of the Year, Album of the Year, and Record of the Year. So these 3 things, although sound like the same thing, are definitely 3 different categories. So let's think of the song. Let me give you the definition first. So for Song of the Year, that is quality songs containing both the lyrics and melodies. So the person or group of people that get that award are the composers. So these are the people that actually wrote the lyrics of the song, the people who came up with the phrasing of how we were going to say some of the most basic phrases that we say all the time. And so the composers are the ones that have lyrically written or contributed to the sound quality, let's so to say. I wouldn't even say sound quality. It's literally all about the things you do without instruments. So it's the lyrics and the melodies. And so only the composers get that award. Then there is Record of the Year. So Record of the Year, we're going to call that the Producers Award, because Record of the Year is when it's the quality of a vocal or instrumental recording track. So that's where you're actually talking about the music. So Record of the Year producers is what you guys should actually be kind of shooting for. All the other ones are really dope, but some of them speak directly to producers and to the individual in the category. So the people or group of people that receive the Record of the Year are the artists that are in it. The artist, the producer, the recording engineer. So the recording engineer is the engineer that actually recorded recorded the song the day of the session. They're the ones that are pushing stop and start every time the artist says, can you start that again? Can you start that again? Can you start that over? Can you do that again? Can you play that one more time? One more time. Can you play that back? Run that back. And producers know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to the studio, you've definitely heard those phrases over and over again. And also who gets the Record of the Year is the mixer. So that again is Record of the Year. So then when we're talking about the big kahuna when it comes to the Grammy, so to say, that would be the Album of the Year. And the Album of the Year is quality of vocal or instrumental recording album. So that's a collection of songs, a collection of records that have been combined to make a total complete project. And so the people that receive that award are the main artists, the featuring artists, the producers or producer, the engineer, the mixer, the master, and it's the mastering engineer. So a person who was able to make that album cohesive and make that album sound like it didn't have a lot of producers. It's coming from all over town. So that one's actually one that's if you know you have a good body of work and you have a collection of work that's pretty good. Album of the Year is where you want to go to the top of the line. So you've done a good job. And lastly, one that I'm not going to really cover too much is the Best New Artist of the Year. And so for producers, you guys want to make sure that you guys are discovering artists that will fit into this category, because this is the one that's going to be most pertinent to you when it comes to you defining talent and looking for artists. Think of Quincy Jones, who helped Michael Jackson out, or just some of the bigger artists. Anything David Foster touched, anything Diane Warren touches. These are people who usually always do pretty well in those categories. And so, do a little research, figure out which category you want to go on. There's definitely different submissions that you have to look up and submit your music properly when you're submitting to the Grammys and to NARAS, the National Recording Association. You want to make sure that you know what your goal is or what your target is. If you're going for a contemporary R&B Song of the Year, if you're going for Album of the Year, Record of the Year. So there's just so many different categories. So you want to know which ones you are. So again, the top 3 though are the Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Album of the Year. So thank you so much for listening. Tune in next time. I'm Professor KG at the Producer Suite.